Welcome back, everyone, to Forspoken. In the last episode, we reached our tower destination for the journal, found some new information. We get customizable nails with magic abilities, which I thought was pretty cool. We found Auden's father, corrupted by the break, but still somehow a little intact. Mildly insane. We also got to meet one of the Tantas, who are supposed to be the guardians of this world, and she's a little psychotic. Nearly killed Auden just because, we kind of broke out of prison with her help, but that's not the point. However, she was only using an aspect, so it wasn't really her. That's what they mean by stamina. Okay. And in the process, we ended up losing our new pickpocket friend. Terrible loss of a child, but this place is a little ragged. Wasn't the only loss, just the only one important to Frey.
Good morning, Frey.
I have this
Here
feeling,
are the
though,
notes on the Tirana I promised you.
if we actually beat
deal.
Tanta Sila,
Your dad's
I think we'll
journals
get
all
fire
burned up
magic,
in the guild when we escaped.
which would be sweet.
It's fine.
Because we tried fighting a few
Frey,
mutants,
you
and
brought him
they're
back.
resistant
That's
to
far
my
more important.
rock abilities.
That's more than I could ever have hoped for.
Oh, I wonder if fire comes
Here.
with extra support skills, too.
Thank you. So, where can I
If
find
my
Sila?
intuition on
You should visit the archives in Upper
skill
Sepulveda.
progress is
You'll be able
correct.
to find out more about her there.
The archives. Got it.
Auden, sorry to bother you, but I just saw your father wandering off.
Forgive me, Frey. I need to go and find him.
So he's not at the archives. A white journal containing Robian's notes on the phenomenon known as Tirana. One of its pages reads as follows. Much remains mysterious about the Tirana. They make instantaneous locomotion possible by altering space and time, but precisely how, I cannot say. The energy required to open one is enormous and increases exponentially the further one wishes to travel, and yet I cannot help but wonder. By channeling enough power into one, could we reach another continent, perhaps even another world? To answer that, yes. With Auden's help, Frey managed to escape the Tower of Benoy. The two women strike a deal. Frey will retrieve Auden's father's journals in exchange for information that may help her get home. She sets out for a Cognitions Guild in Praenost in search of them, and once there, not only does she find what she's looking for, but Robian, Auden's long-since presumed dead father. As well, they return to Sepal together to find Tanta Sila attacking the city. The orphan Olivia is tragically killed in the ensuing violence, and as Frey clutches her young friend's lifeless body, she vows to make Sila pay. Frey's penlight. The penlight Frey gave to Olivia. She originally bought it for playing games with Homer, but it was with her when she came to Athia, and wound up becoming a potent symbol of her friendship with the young orphan. After Sila's raid on Sepal and Olivia's untimely death, Frey kept it as a memento of their all too brief time together, and a reminder of a young life needlessly lost. Officially known as the Council of Representatives, the interim governing body was created in order to manage Athia's affairs in the absence of the Tantas, which one of them showed up, but it doesn't seem to be much of a leader. When the rest of Athia fell to the break and the Tantas were lost, the council took up the former ruler's collective mantle and did its best to rule the survivors who remained. Today, the four councilors divide their responsibilities equally and strive to preserve Sepal's fragile peace. As the years pass and the break shows no sign of receding, however, tensions in the city grow higher and higher. We did clear out a dense break zone.
We go.
I am kind of worried about Bob, though. He is my ticket out of here.
Do what you want. But remember, we have a Tanta to defeat.
When we have time. We have plenty of time. Nope, can't parkour right here. Alright. Ignore those dots in the distance. I incorrectly...
You're Frey, aren't you?
Yes.
The one who used her amazing powers to drive back the monsters.
Also yes.
I'm Pilo. Can't believe I'm talking to the hero who saved the city.
I'm not a hero. Not now, never will be. Did you want something?
Just wondering if there's anything I can do. I don't know, I could... Hey, I could show you around town. You haven't been here long, right?
A guided
I have not.
tour. What an excellent idea. Certainly couldn't hurt to get the lay of the
No,
land.
thanks, but I'm not in the mood.
Oh, don't say that. Look, I'll be waiting for you, all right? When you're ready, just let me know.
New detours are now available. Open the main menu and check the map. Okay. I thought detours were the labyrinths, but I guess everything's a detour. Technically that's true, but I thought they were labeled differently. If you visit certain marked locations or talk to marked NPCs, you can occasionally take out special side quests. As the story progresses, sorry for the yawn, these may become unavailable, so be sure to take them on while you have the chance. I'll take that tour.
Decided to take me up on my offer?
Absolutely.
Okay, bet. Give me the tour.
Great! This is great! All right. We'll start at the square in the lower city. This way. Come on, follow me.
Yep.
The lower city is where all the refugees live. And the square, here, is its heart.
Are you a refugee?
My parents were. I was born here.
Oof. So as a carpenter, you're going to ask me to help you rebuild the city? In the days before the breaks, Paul wasn't much more than a quiet collection of buildings standing serenely amid the beauty of nature. Despite the ravages of time and recent events, Obrana Square retains the tranquility of this peaceful past. With its sweeping stairway and dignified stone pillars creating a sense of airy openness, townspeople gather here at all hours of the day to exchange goods and information. Or just to pass the time.
Safaller born and bred, huh?
Anyone my age or younger pretty much has to be.
Take a look around the square in the lower city. It seems quite a crowd has gathered. Oh, look, more children. Rude?
You're young Olivia's friend.
Who are you?
Elif. This is the girl Olivia was talking about.
The amazing girl?
Oh, come on. I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, rude.
Olivia used to look after my Elif a lot, you know. But I never heard her talk about another grown-up like she did you. You must have been very special to her.
You think so?
And she was special to you too, I imagine. Ha! She was forever stealing things. And she never listened to anyone. But then, I suppose
It's a familiar
that's what made her
tale.
such a little character. And such a handful.
She was just doing what she needed to survive.
Something tells me you know a little bit about that yourself.
Significantly.
Guess you could say that. We were even more alike than I realized.
I don't
Tanta silent,
know how it took
mighty
you this
warrior.
long.
I'd watch yourself out there if I were you.
I will be okay.
I felt so powerless. There was nothing I could do to help her. Nothing. But I won't let anything happen to my son.
That's a boy?
Can't.
Dad?
Oh, I guess I can hear it now. The first time he talked, it sounded like a girl.
I was just pondering the fleeting
Also, Elif
nature
is
of
really nondescript.
One moment we are laughing together. together, not a care in the world. The next, we are not but dust on the wind. What good can come of love in such a time? Surely it can only end in tragedy.
I hate to say it, but you might be right.
Some music, perhaps? Though I fear it will do precious little to lift the mood.
Only if you play something sad. You could always play happy
Then
music.
allow me to perform the horrible terror of Preynost.
That's
You
not an
really
uplifting
need some
song.
help naming these.
Yes.
Preynost is a harsh and unforgiving land. Not all who make the journey there are fortunate enough to escape a fiery fate. And for those they leave behind, not remains but emptiness. You would do well to take care if you plan on venturing there yourself.
Well, it's not much of a problem. It's just the couple mutants that we ran
the
into.
most illuminating of ditties, was it?
No.
That's the trouble with these arty types. Very little in the way of practical advice.
Well, he's
What do you
also
mean?
not
Preynost
very
bad,
worldly
stay
and
away. That
inexperienced.
was pretty much the message, right?
Yeah, we understood it.
Shall we?
Carry on. Oh, we're heading towards the junkyard.
Around here's basically Earth.
A shame it's barely fit for human habitation.
Savage.
Do the buildings around here just not get fixed?
Sometimes.
Probably not.
But we're not a priority down here. The upper city comes first. And that, and then everything else.
That sucks.
Welcome
Up
to the
there's where there are
slums.
water.
I've seen that already. Thank you, though.
Oh,
Where?
really? All right then. Let me show you something else.
I don't see anything to deliver water down here. Excuse me. Okay.
It's downright frightening, it is. Fancy letting someone like that roam the streets unsupervised. Hey, Mommy! Mommy! That's the lady!
Shush you! And you don't go near her, you hear?
Hey, that's no way to.
Screw
It's
you.
cool. I'm used to it.
Shame. I was rather hoping to see that fiery temper of yours in action.
Petty, small-minded gossips. Although, I suppose it is pretty frightening. With your power, you could turn the whole town on its head just like that. Yeah. There's something else, all right.
Not this shit again. I'm nobody. Get over it already.
It's not the kind of self-talk that's gonna keep you alive out here, man.
Hey! Do you like animals?
They're all right.
Yes.
I guess.
Great! You like
They're
this?
better than alright. Animals are better than most people. Are you about to bring me to the shelter for pets? I could use a pet. Give me another cat. I don't know if you'd feel like you're replacing Homer. Fine, get us a dog. I prefer a cat, though.
Over here is where we keep all the livestock.
Oh. Oh! I see them now.
Don't get to eat meat very often, but we do all right, I suppose. Hey, you can't create food out of thin air, can you?
No. I think that also breaks the law of magic. Various laws of magic. Unless you're playing D&D. While this peaceful pasture with its free-roaming sheep might be relaxing in another setting, its proximity to the city graveyard... Really? lends it an eerie air that keeps most visitors at bay. Meat is hard to come by in Sepal these days, and despite trying to increase output, all attempts have been met with misfortune of one kind or another, be it disease or outright death. Oh, geez, I wonder why you would be diseased. It would possibly be the graveyard right next to it.
The big open area is the graveyard. Rich or poor, we all end up there in the end.
A farm and a cemetery. You don't see that often.
Nope.
Really? It's quite a good arrangement. The animals help keep the grass down.
And the body's fertilized. Yeah, not a bad
Come on.
actually not a bad idea.
Let's go and take a closer look.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think I had an idea like that one time. On the flip side, if you don't mind being Wendigos, you could always just eat the dead.
Well, we don't get many new faces in town. Hey, why don't you try feeding them?
Really? Is that allowed?
Why wouldn't it be?
Of course! Wait here. I'll go and grab some food.
What's wrong with feeding the animals? Side quest. Feed the sheep. Try finding hungry sheep and feeding them. You can use cuff scan to figure out which ones have an appetite. You look hungry. Fed the sheep.
This guy's a mess. You don't bathe them?
Oh, we try. But that one just loves his mud baths.
Just be glad he's not a sheep where their wool grows indefinitely until they just collapse. These are... what, goats? Pseudo-world goats? No, these are sheep. Never mind, I'm just dumb. At least your sheep aren't like earth sheep then. On the flip side, if they were, you wouldn't have to worry about staying warm. No, not you? Okay. No one over here is hungry? Two remaining. Ah, I see one.
Like I said, this is the graveyard.
Yes.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, well, if they're dead, they're down there.
Honestly, it seems kind of small for the amount of time that the city's been standing. And the amount of people that were supposedly here. I heard someone say there's no bunk beds in the graveyard, but it would appear that you may be using graves as bunk beds. Where the hell is this last sheep? There's one more sheep, yes. Where is he? Haha!
That's the graveyard. Everyone who ever died in Sepal is buried there. Only trouble is, there's too many of them now tomorrow.
Or not him. Ah! Sneaky bastard. Nope, not you. You. There we go. A little finicky on the action range.
Fluffy.
Is it so fluffy you're gonna die? Complete!
Our savior's favorite farm. Has kind of a ring to it. Don't you think? I might put up a sign. Right. I suppose it's time I showed you the upper city. It's back the way we came and up the stairs. Or did you want to look around a bit more first?
No, we're good. Let's keep going. Did I level up? Maybe. Okay. Onward. Where are we going? Ah. There we are. What was that building? Nothing in there? I already talked to them. Alright. Let's carry on.
Can I ask you something? Your powers. Could you give me a quick demonstration?
Absolutely not. You're not some street performer.
Look, I'm sorry, but they're not for show.
Ah, really?
They're quite
I was
dangerous.
hoping you'd give me another look. But I guess I've seen enough. Adi is as good as saved already.
How many fucking times do I have to tell you? I'm not your savior.
Yet. Keyword, yet.
So, this is where the rich folks live.
Yep. And they get the best food, the nicest clothes, and the safest part of the city to themselves. They get to run everything just because of who they are. Best not to think about it.
How are they rich?
The accident of birth. Curse you, cruel.
Right? Can't choose your parents, but you can choose your family.
Oh, don't even look at her.
What business does someone like that have in this part of the city?
You're welcome. The lower city continued to burn. You think you'd be safe?
He'll clear off soon enough.
Do you need me to call the guards?
Do it. Do it. Do it, I dare you.
We'll see, dear. We'll see.
This is the Tower of... Oh,
How snooty.
sorry. I forgot.
Hey, don't worry about it. Let's maybe not go in for the full tour, though.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure I already toured the whole place. Infinite wisdom. Okay. I think you trust in the government a little too much. Ooh. Interesting architecture, though.
This is the mausoleum. Our souls come here when we die.
What are you doing here? And you? You belong in the lower city.
Yes, you have
So do
no
you.
right to be here. Neither of you. Be gone.
Of all the people to run into.
Frey saved the city! If anyone deserves to be here, it's her! If she wanted, she could turn you to ashes in a heartbeat! But she'd never do that. Isn't that right, Frey?
Okay, can you fucking let it go already?
Cannot use fire. Ashes is a bit of an exaggeration. What do you mean? I've been telling you this the entire time.
If you want to save your city, do it your fucking self. You're not dragging me into this.
My disposition has not changed the entire time. Don't make it sound like it's my fault. Or that I've changed in the 10 minutes you've known me. This ancient structure is older than Sepal itself, though nobody knows when exactly it was built. It is more than just a building to the Athenians, who believe that the souls of the departed come here to rest for all eternity. The precise origin of this belief is unclear, but generations of Athenians have treated the mausoleum as a place of worship and reflection, and to this day, visitors can be seen offering up thanks and prayer. Interesting.
What about our tour? There's so much still to see.
I don't need a stupid fucking tour.
Okay, maybe our attitude soured a little bit.
You're not really going after Tanta Sila, are you?
Yes, I am.
Suppose it's better than you loitering around town any longer.
Would you like a rock to the face?
You're not really going after Tanta Sila, are you? Suppose...
Riveting conversationalist. You should remove your exclamation point when you've been spoken to. That dot is annoying. I don't know why it stays. Whee!
Please, Frey,
Oh.
wait!
We're still on our side quest.
I never said I'd help you. With anything. Ever. Got that?
I'm sorry. I got carried away, I suppose.
Way away.
Look, let me take you to one last place.
Fuck no.
Come on, please.
I'm not sure he's going to take no for an answer.
If I have
One
no
look
choice.
at whatever the hell it is, and I'm out.
Thank you so much. Come on, it's this way.
Wait, what the hell is this?
Thank you so much for saving the city!
My adoring fans. Thank you.
Said we're not supposed to talk.
Those flowers are pretty pretty.
You helped us. Thank you, Frey.
They've been wanting so badly to show you how grateful they are.
It was nothing.
That's not true. And you know it. We're all in your debt. Me included.
Wait, is this why you came and found me in the first place?
Pilo! You'd better not let me find you slacking off, you little runt.
Oh no!
Where the heck are you? Get here! Now!
Oh no! It's the boss! Sorry, I have got to go.
That sequence is awkward. Some of the character interactions are, I guess, forced, or at the very least awkward in how they interact with others in the environment, or I guess the tertiary details, like with this apparent, probably the foreman looking for Philo suddenly. Philo. A bunch of flowers Frey received from the children of Sepal as a thank you for protecting the city. The bright red blooms were all grown within the walls of Sepal, and the neatness of the presentation suggests that a kindly adult probably lent a helping hand. Yeah, I don't know how to say that. The square in Upper Sepal, where the mausoleum is located, while it is much quieter than Obrana Square, it once played a central role in Athenian culture, as it was where the annual rite of remembrance was held. People from every realm in Aethia would gather to pay their respects to the dead in this moving ceremony. Nowadays, the most activity the square sees is Dax's drills with the city guard. That's disappointing. I would much rather see a funerary rite. Guided tourist
What an
complete.
excitable young man.
You know, I've never gotten flowers before.
Not
Then
surprising.
let's hope it never happens again, shall we?
That's a little pessimistic, but I don't see it actually happening again.
Odin's over the moon to have her father back.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen her so happy. I say we owe you a thanks.
Who? What's this?
A cat. I'm so glad they have cats in Athia too. Let's see.
Chase those cats. Chase after the cat and try not to lose sight of it. Okay. Part 1. Hey there, little guy. Where you going?
What'd you want us to find here?
You brought me an item. Thanks. A puppet. Once a common sight in Athia, these wooden dolls are now quite the rarity. Generations of Athians grew up with puppets for playthings, and they were once as plentiful as they were indicative of their makers' diverse backgrounds and personalities. Now, however, there's no one to make them, which has driven their value up considerably. Oh, cool. Puppets are precious hand-carved wooden dolls. There may be someone out there willing to trade them for other goods.
Is this for me?
Meow. Who's your good kitty? I don't have any treats on me, do I? Are you just gonna take me to all of them? Yes, we get to pet the kitty! Yes! Bonus points. Is it just pet every time? It is pet every time, right? Yes, it is.
You're not afraid of me, huh?
It's an interesting coat pattern, because it looks like you got tinges of orange. Or a significant amount of orange.
Hello there. Can I get you something?
Possibly. What's in the bowl?
What's this?
It's a Partha from Janu.
So they're like Athian dice?
They're made of animal bones.
Dice.
You roll one, and if it lands on one of the little symbol things, you're in for a lucky day.
Wow, sounds fun.
Oh, that's all it is. No one takes it too seriously. Go on, give it a go.
I'm sure it's actually beneficial. How to play. Partha are dice-like objects made from animal bones. Rolling them is said to be able to bring good luck. Give it a try. If it lands on a symbol of some kind, you'll earn a temporary battle boost. See? RNGesus, guide me. Is that a temporary... Oh, spear!
Look at that.
Hey! You suddenly feel more magically adept. Always trust in RNGesus.
I want to check to see if Bob's doing okay. Let's look around town and see if we can find him.
As you wish.
Harkiska Grove. Is this also a farm area? Ooh, found another old coin. Is he having an episode out here?
Please, you've got to stop this at once.
Sounds like trouble.
What you kids doing? No? Was it not there? Or not? Okay.
Yo, what's going on here?
The Robian's trying to desecrate a lovely old ballow tree. He's, got himself a mite worked up. You blue and the bloomers too! We tried explaining to him that he can't just run amok in the grove like this. That there is our last ballow.
All right, just cut him some slack, okay? He's been living in the break for the past 20 years. He's just taking some time to adjust. He'll be back to himself soon.
You keep telling yourself that.
Father! Father!
What do your ramblings mean, man?
It's Odin.
Odin? Odin? My dear girl, what are you doing here? I was supposed to see you there. I cannot see you there if you are here.
It's all right.
See her where?
I'll take you there, and we will be there together. Apologies.
Be a good man, Sir Robian, and hand it over.
Please, Father, give it to them. Please.
Why do you want to cut down the tree?
Thank you. We'll take
That
it
tree looks like it's spewing mana.
You won't.
I want it.
You have my word.
Give me the tree.
I'm such a fool.
You are no fool. I believe in you.
Doesn't make him not a fool.
I told them you wouldn't harm the tree, but I never said that I wouldn't. Now is our chance.
Keep a lookout. What are we doing?
I don't do it proudly. But all I do is for Athia. And if my father believes this could help, then I believe it too.
Did you just use a butter knife?
Strange young girl from another world.
Yes.
I, have your notes on the portals. The Tirana?
Ooh my, he's
The
much worse
whoosh.
than I believed.
Forgive me. My mind's a little wibbly-wobbly. Wobbly-wibbly.
What about timey-wimey?
Voosh?
Huh? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yes, Voosh! I need to Voosh back home, where I came from, after I killed this crazy lady. I survived.
Don't worry, you have me at the wheel.
I will go back home, or I will kill the crazy lady.
Yes.
One or the other. Maybe both. Maybe neither. Who's to know?
Sounds promising.
Yes. Yes, yes, I promise. I will work on making you whoosh.
Terrific. The word of a senile old has-been. Ironclad.
Great.
Absolutely.
What am I doing in the grove?
Oh, it came too.
Let's get you home.
Audie!
Yes. Come on. Catch you guys later.
Just gotta roll with it till they come too. There's always a way to manage.
Hey, Cuff. Speaking of Bob, how come he didn't turn into a zombie? He came right through the break with us.
Yeah.
I'd say he was mostly break zombie already.
Parts of him were, sure. I think his eye and his part of his brain.
Strange how Auden seems to love Bob so much.
Strange? Why?
Why?
Well, I don't exactly think the world of my parents.
You also
I guess
don't have any
being left
parents
on your
because
own
they
for
were
years
abandoned.
doesn't hit everybody the same way.
No.
Why should it?
Because she actually knew her
Humans
parents.
are horrendously complex creatures, after all.
It's really not that difficult. You never got to meet your parents and were abandoned, therefore you feel resentment. She was abandoned due to circumstance and was able to reunite with an actual loving parent. It's not the same.
Olivia. Apparently knew the kid, but she just stuck with me.
Because she was you.
And now it's been extinguished. Somebody has to pay.
Another fire reference. I believe we're gonna get that fire.
Let us proceed to the archives, then.
It's in the upper city, right? You there.
Oh, the one that was looking for me earlier.
It's about Serobian. Actually, it's about everything. The city, too. We owe you our thanks.
Yes, you do.
Had you not been here, who knows how many more would have suffered?
And imagine if you had arrested me when you saw me last.
Could have done more. Please.
Think of how
I know
terrible you would feel then.
But you must not lose heart.
Frey doesn't really seem to have the type to have a heart anyway. Not particularly?
He may be a frivolous, nonsensical sort of person, but his talent is undeniable.
I'm sorry, you call that
Perhaps a
talented?
tune might do you good. Truly, his music has the power to soothe the soul.
His
Wait,
music
you're not
lasts
telling me
15
she's-
seconds.
Really? That foppish nonsense?
Truly. Definitely not the girlfriend. Possibly an admirer. No, maybe. We're gonna go with fangirl.
Fangirl? Whatever do you mean?
That you like him so much, like it totally drives you insane?
Truly seems so to you. His music gives me a certain courage, that's all. A
Yeah,
sense that
fangirl.
it may not be altogether foolish to hope for a brighter tomorrow.
Wow, I guess I'll have to listen harder.
Really, honestly. Also possibly give me more than
face
like a
Tanta
15 to
Silo,
30
do you
second
not?
snippet.
Those of my line have long been her most faithful protectors. Though such a legacy is no longer one to speak of with pride. Take care. She is not to be trifled with.
Oh, we gonna trifle. We gonna trifle hard.
The dutiful sword maiden and the foppish bard, eh? What a pair.
Yeah, it's like the plot of a corny romance novel.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. A young woman born into a family served as oh. Wait. I didn't read this the first time anyway. Jeez, there's so many character notes. A junior guard officer who keeps watch over the gate that connects Upper and Lower Sepal. Melia is often to be found at her post, but does get sent on the occasional errand by Councilwoman Dax. She's extremely straight-laced and serious to the point where she has to be careful not to let others take advantage of her. She's sometimes seen with Wallace, a bard from the lower city, but his frivolous personality, the polar opposite to her own, can occasionally get on her nerves. Okay, so if I'd actually read this, that would have been a little more sense. Fangirl's still an appropriate one. I don't know if I'd call her a girlfriend. Although she does seem a little into him. A young woman born into a family who served as Sila's personal guard for generations. Given her illustrious heritage, she was awarded the title of junior officer. When she joined the city guard, and although she's embarrassed by the special treatment, she takes the job of living up to her role of officer in training extremely seriously indeed. Wallace's music seems to be one of the few things that can help her take her mind off her duties. Or is it Wallace himself? A cheerful bard who performs his music in the lower city squares, seemingly without a care in the world. Having boasted to Frey that a bard must roam the land to seek his inspiration, he quickly added that, in his case, these adventures happen only in his dreams. He appears to be acquainted with Millie the Guard, although she doesn't seem to be a fan of his frivolous attitude. A bard who is taken to pondering life's ephemeral nature, and who is beginning to believe that nothing but tragedy awaits those who dare to love in such troubled times. That's depressing. Though the songs he sings eloquently evoke the pain of the people of Sepal, their names tend to detract somewhat from the effect, much to Cuff's amusement. A timid young boy who often hides behind his father, having lost his mother at a very young age, Elif has no family left apart from his dad. He was close friends with Olivia, who often told him stories about Frey, but he was too shy to ever talk to her himself, despite desperately wanting to. Robian is in the unusual getup he was wearing when he and Frey first met. His outfit seems to have been intended to help him blend in with the Broken, though the extent of its effectiveness remains unclear. While he was once one of Athea's most brilliant scholars, his mind is now muddled, and his memories lie in disarray. His eccentric behavior draws unwanted attention, and his words are often unintelligible, but his love for Auden, his one and only daughter, is as crystal clear as ever. Auden's father, a prominent scholar whose studies earned him the title of Cognition. Being from Janoon, he began his career under Tanta and was still in her service when he started studying the break 21 years ago. It was thought that he had been lost to the very subject of his research, but in fact, he managed to survive in isolation the entire time. Quite how he managed to do so remains something of a mystery. I don't think that's the proper use for quite. A carpenter's apprentice who was born and raised in Lower Sepal. Pilo is a cheerful and likable young man, but he tends to let his enthusiasm get in the way of things, as his frequent mistakes in the workplace will attest. Of course, he's a klutz. While he hopes to accomplish something big one day, it's not immediately obvious what, or when he means to begin working in earnest or on achieving his dreams. Frey's arrival from the dangerous outside world piqued his interest, and he offered to show her around Sepal in the hopes of getting into her good books. Debatable. An orphan who Frey met in the shady tree when the youngster tried to steal her phone. While she may not have made off with her intended prize, Olivia did walk away with a newfound fascination with the savvy newcomer. She wound up following Frey all over town, eventually introducing her to Finders Keepers, her nickname for the dump, where she makes a game of salvaging odds and ends. Olivia doesn't know much about the outside world, but she firmly believes that the Tantas will one day return to save Athea. A young girl tragically killed when Tanta Sila, ordered a raid on Sepal. In the aftermath of the attack, Frey was distraught to discover her young friend's body, still clutching the penlight that symbolized their budding friendship. Thankfully, despite the senseless violence that led to her death, her expression was a peaceful one.
Greetings.
You're the criminal who came from the corruption, aren't you? Well, stay out of the upper city. We don't want you tainting us with it.
Shut up, you little brat. I will launch you over the walls.
The city yet. How are we to defeat an enemy we know nothing of?
Parents need to... I need to choose my words carefully. Discipline, quote unquote, you better. And more severely. No timeouts for you.
Huh. So these are the archives.
Catch!
Whoa! What is this? And who are you?
I'm the archivist. Auden told me you were clever. How do you not know what a book is?
No, I know what a book is. You don't look like an archivist.
You don't look like a hero.
That's
because I'm not one. Yet.
I used to be a blacksmith before.
Interesting.
Got weapons.
Interesting career change.
Raided our city. She and I were quite close. She trusted me, and I trusted her.
Terrible idea.
Sorry.
No matter, it was another time.
She was another woman, as was I. Keep up!
Is everybody in this town batshit crazy?
Yes.
Okay,
You're
so
also in a different world
how
where
do you go
things are
from
different.
a blacksmith to a librarian?
Archivist!
Potato,
And
potato.
a smart woman knows when to shift her purpose for the needs of her people. Catch!
What is this?
It's the floor plan of Silas Castle.
Oh, cool.
What are you, my fairy godmother?
Name's Johidi. You're the one that's planning on facing off with Sila.
And killing.
Frey, and it sounds like you don't think I'm up to the task.
Tanta Sila is the strongest and most formidable of all the Tantas.
Oh.
She controlled the army, crushing the weak, even without the weapons that I forged for her. Crushing them with her bare hands.
Lovely.
I have second thoughts about this.
This batty old harridan needs to shut her mouth.
You would be doing our land a great service by killing her. Rid us of Tanta Sila, and the corruption in her realm will stop spreading.
How do you know that?
But no. I doubt you'll actually succeed. Before you go, I would suggest that you learn all that you can about the Tantas. The archives, full of books about them.
Definitely not my fairy godmother.
Because she told you to read? The floor plan of Praenos Castle Johedi gave to Frey. It was originally drafted as the castle was being built, and as such, may not be an exact representation of its final layout. The stronghold looks to be nigh on impenetrable, with walls capable of keeping almost any enemy at bay, although, interestingly, a narrow passage appears to lead from the walls right to the throne room at the castle's heart. Secret tunnel. Harkiska Grove. This land was once set aside for locals to cultivate their own produce. In the years since the break arrived, however, it has been transformed into a larger scale operation that can provide enough vegetables and medicinal herbs for the entire city. The calming greenery also makes it a popular destination for a contemplative stroll. All of the produce harvested here is taken to a storehouse in Upper Sepal, where officials determine how it would be distributed between the various parts of the city. In the center stands a great balo tree, a sacred symbol deeply revered by the people of Athia. A dice-like object with symbols on some of its faces, Partha was originally used by the people of Janoon for everyday fortune-telling, such as divining the best hunting spot, and also for more speculative questions, such as whether one might become rich or not. Of course, typical fortune-telling. The custom eventually spread all over Athia, and Partha can still be seen in common use today. Do you have Athian tarot cards? Athian tarot cards? For as long as anyone can remember, our land has been ruled over by the Tantas. Blessed be their names. If not, it is not for us to know their powers, how their powers came to be. We need only give thanks for the countless occasions on which they have delivered us from catastrophe. Greatest and most notable among such acts of deliverance being their purge of the nefarious Red Egg. They deserve nothing less than our unquestioning love and respect, for it is they who make us Athian. So you're fanatics.
So they used to rule Athia, and people used to like them.
Yes, although you'd never guess that now.
You're here to read, you say?
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's just no one in Sepal has any interest in books these days.
Tragic. Books, like mirrors, are gateways to other worlds. Without warning, our former protectors became our oppressors. The difference in their conduct was stark and perplexing. They were aggressive, hateful, warped mockeries of their former selves. Tanta Sila and Prav suddenly trusted no one, going so far as to intentionally harm innocents. Tantas Sinta and Olas vanished entirely, abandoning their subjects to the encroaching corruption. This is the sad state of Athia today, a land governed by no one and ruled by nothing but fear.
Can't say
Lovely.
I envy these people. Their rulers did some super fucked up shit.
I doubt many of them would disagree.
As the corruption continued to ravage our lands, robbing us of our food, our homes, and even our lives, we prayed for the Tantas to save us, as they had saved Aethia so many times before. And yet, even as we trembled with fear, the cognitions told us that we could not bring ourselves what we could not bring ourselves to believe, that the corruption was coming from the very castles of the Tantas themselves, and that our former protectors may be the source of the blight that assailed us. Oh.
Wait, it was the Tantas who caused the break? What the hell happened to them?
I think more than a
Corruption.
few of their former subjects came to wonder the same thing.
Power corrupts. They got drunk on it. It was the worship. They're only slightly special. They're not higher beings. Perhaps one of Aethia's greatest mysteries is the truth behind the locked labyrinths found across the land. It is not known precisely what magic keeps them sealed. The Tantas may well have locked them themselves, as they are the only ones who have ever been known to enter. They are rumored to be treacherous places guarded by terrifying beasts. As for what these beasts may be trying to protect, legend has it that ancient relics lie in the bowels of each one, alongside writings left by the first Tanta herself. So far, an accurate description.
That thing we read, it was written by the first ever Tanta.
And it sounds like there might still be more of them to find.
How do you get a new Tanta?
Guess we could keep an eye out.
Does one just like it sounded like they sacrificed personal relationship.
Superpowers that they used to keep Athia safe. And the people loved them for it. Worshipped them even. But then something changed. Instead of protecting the people, they started making them suffer. And then the break appeared.
An admirably pithy précis.
But it doesn't make any sense. Why would they just go crazy like that? That's enough for now. Think I'm pretty clued up on the Tanta basics.
Then I suggest we depart.
Both accurate statements, as this is where we're going to end the episode. I'm curious to if we're actually going about after Scylla first, since she's the strongest, but at the same time, the other two of them haven't been seen since the break, so I don't know what we're going to do. But until then, thanks for joining me.